Hi, welcome to the Crypto Republic. Before we begin today, if you're serious about staying ahead in this once-in-a-lifetime financial shift, make sure you like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Republic. Hello, XRP Army, and welcome back to the Crypto Republic, your go-to channel for the latest high-energy updates in digital assets. Before we get started with today's business, make sure to smash that like button, ring that bell, and subscribe to the Crypto Republic, bringing you updates every day at 9 a.m., noon, and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The crypto world is buzzing again. Once more, Lord Belgrave is back, and this time his insights are sharper than ever. For over a decade, he's been quietly observing the inner workings of Ripple, XRP, and some of the world's most influential banks. Claiming deep ties as a former London banker with direct access to Ripple's strategy, he has been dropping information that the XRP community and even mainstream crypto analysts cannot ignore. Today, we're going to break down exactly what this could mean for XRP holders. So let's set the stage. According to his X handle, this is the following. It was a late afternoon in London. Inside a high-rise boardroom overlooking Canary Wharf, senior executives from three of the largest financial institutions of the world gathered. Representing Ripple, I was there as one of the directors overseeing cross-border settlement strategy. The atmosphere was professional, almost clinical. Spreadsheets were spread across the table. Course models, projections, and efficiencies, and transactions, simulations. All of it meticulously prepared. The data was undeniable. 1 XRP equals 1 million drops, and an average transaction consumes roughly 10 drops or 0.00001 XRP. At these levels, the cost efficiency was unmatched. Every executive understood the implications. Profit margins could widen, client fees could shrink, and settlement times could drop from days to mere seconds. The only remaining challenge, compliance, KYC, AML, and identity verification protocols had to be fully synchronized with once they were, the system would achieve what global banks have been pushing for decades. Instant settlement, complete transparency, and scalable profitability across borders. That afternoon, it was clear the future of global payments had already been engineered. Here's insider thoughts. Insider insights. Lord Belgrave later surmised this, stating that banks are prepared for an XRP valuation of $100,000 under institutional settlement conditions. 1 XRP bank price, 10 drops, he said. As long as the price remains below $1 per XRP, the efficiency is unparalleled. Above that, banks' operational models could start losing effectiveness. Over the years, Belgrave has seen NDAs, secret meetings, and quiet alignments between central banks, major institutions, and Ripple. Nothing has fundamentally changed, he says. Everything is unfolding exactly as was planned behind closed doors. In a tweet from a few days ago, he highlighted a developing XRP ETP across the UK and EU. Regulatory frameworks, custody solutions, and institutional access are aligning. Once this launches, a wave of compliant liquidity could flood the market. He said, watch London and Frankfurt closely. London and Frankfurt institutional hubs. London is central to Ripple's European strategy. A new office is planned in the heart of the city's banking district. The goal? Work directly with banks, regulators, and financial firms on tokenization and digital asset projects. The UK's regulatory framework is increasingly friendly towards digital assets. Ripple is actively participating in policy discussions, ensuring that XRP liquidity products fit within evolving rules. New ETPs are likely to be listed first on the London Stock Exchange, providing institutional investors with compliant access. Frankfurt, Germany. Financial capital is another critical hub. Several ETPs and crypto investment products are already listed on the XRP exchange. Partnerships between Ripple and major European investment firms are creating secure custody solutions and driving compliant liquidity adoption. Together, these two cities form the backbone of XRP's European institutional expansion. So this is real-world adoption. Lord Belgrave emphasizes that true change rarely announces itself. Ripple's technology has already touched infrastructure, powering Visa Direct, MasterCard, American Express, and FX International Payments. These platforms are quietly testing XRP's capabilities, laying the groundwork for a shift from messaging to value transfer. Belgrave also notes XRP's presence on retail exchanges may actually limit its true potential. An asset built for institutional liquidity becomes distorted when trapped in speculative markets. Real value emerges only when XRP functions within its designed rails, institutional settlement, cross-border flow, and on-ledger utility. In finance, nothing is accidental. Governments and media only frame narratives after plans have already been executed, shaping perception through distraction, emotion, and psychology. So here's institutional use cases, the big picture. Derivatives markets represent one of the most exciting, applications for XRP. We're not talking small-scale remittance or payments. This is the entire global economy in motion. Let's look at some numbers. Global GDP, $100 trillion. Total derivatives, notional value, $1.2 quadrillion. Interest rate swaps, the single largest derivatives university. Millions of traders, millions of accounts, all clearing and settling complex financial instruments that could be simplified using distributed ledger technology. Dodd-Frank compliance, vast, complex, cumbersome. XRP could streamline this entire system, replacing opaque processes with transparency, efficiency, and security. Evernorth, a vision for transparent liquidity. Rob Cunningham frames it well. The old order is unraveling. Decades of opaque systems built on debt and deception are giving way to transparent, distributed ledgers and immutable truth. Evernorth, a NASDAQ-listed company, is emerging as a public-private XRP treasury liquidity hub, anchoring the new economy on accountability, honesty, and verifiable math. Evernorth bridges retail XRP circulation and institutional escrow programs. These flows converge in a central treasury pool, visualized as a living, breathing liquidity organism, pulsing with life and representing transparent value exchange. Over the next decade, Evernorth is supposed to evolve into a mathematically governed global treasury, stewarding liquidity under immutable principles of truth, balance, and order. XRP Army and market dynamics. Many in the XRP community follow the Shane Ellis theory. True value ignition occurs when real-world liquidity overwhelms available XRP flow. As institutional reserves activate, order books thin, and XRP finds a new equilibrium, not through hype but utility. The XRP community acts as decentralized teacher nodes, translating complex systems into actionable knowledge. They guide broader adoption and help create a new financial ecosystem rooted in transparency and trust. The tokenization and future growth. Ripple and XRP are targeting tokenization at scale, with projected growth between 20 to 30 trillion by 2033, potentially more depending on regulatory developments. Areas being targeted include funds and fixed income, equities and real estate, alternative investments, reward assets, and stablecoins, lending and credit, derivatives and hedge funds. This is not speculative. It's strategic build-out of global infrastructure. Institutional adoption paving the way. David Schwartz summarizes it perfectly. Institutional adoption is necessary for retail adoption to follow. If DeFi is to replace TradeFi, it must first handle the boring, complex work of traditional finance. Institutional integration is key. Ripple's decade-long effort bridge blockchain and traditional finance offerings, enterprise-grade digital asset infrastructure, instant global payouts, secure custody solutions, stablecoins with trust and compliance at their core. The internet of value isn't coming. It's being built today. So from secret boardrooms in London to the trading floors of Frankfurt, from the quiet adoption by Visa, MasterCard, and American Express to the transparent governance of Evernorth, Ripple, and XRP are reshaping finance at a fundamental level. This is more than speculation. This is the engineering of the future of money, cross-border liquidity and institutional adoption, and it's happening now. We're not waiting for finance to evolve. We're building the internet of value. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Crypto Republic. And remember, the future of finance is happening in real time, and XRP is at its center. This opened your eyes. Smash that like button, ring the bell, leave a comment with your thoughts, turn on notifications, and most importantly, subscribe to the Crypto Republic, bringing you the truth about XRP, global banking moves, and the wealth transfer unfolding. Don't just watch history happen. Stay informed, stay ahead, stay in the Republic.